The moment I stepped out of the airport, Tokyo hit me like a storm of colors, sounds, and movement. The cool evening air carried the scent of ramen, rain, and something electric, something alive. I had dreamed of visiting Japan for years, but nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared me for the reality of it. First, there was the organized chaos of Shinjuku Station. It felt like the entire world was moving through one place, a perfectly choreographed dance of commuters. Then, the towers so tall they seemed to melt into the dark sky, their lights blinking like distant stars. Everywhere I looked, there was a blur of umbrellas and neon signs, and the gentle, almost musical chime of the crosswalks telling thousands of people when to move. I was clutching my phone, checking the directions to my hotel for what felt like the 15th time. I had a plan. I was prepared. Or so, I thought. And then, without any warning, the screen flickered and died. Just like that. A completely black screen. No battery. No backup charger. And absolutely no idea where I was in a city of 37 million people. I let out this nervous little laugh. You know the kind. Okay, it's fine. I can handle this. But here is a lesson I learned fast. Tokyo at night is not a city you just handle. It swallows you whole. I tried to retrace my steps. Was it a left turn back there? No. Wait. Everything looked the same. The glowing kanji signs, which had seemed so beautiful just moments before, now blurred into an intimidating wall of symbols I couldn't read. People streamed past me in a constant, hurried flow, office workers in sharp suits, students laughing under shared umbrellas, friends heading out for the night, and then there was me completely alone, hopelessly lost, and slowly but surely sinking into a deep, cold panic. I must have walked aimlessly for 20 minutes, maybe more. The rain started coming down harder, turning the pavement into a shimmering, dark mirror. Karsisetbi splashing dirty water onto my jeans. The cold was starting to creep deep into my bones. I finally gave up and stopped under the tiny, inadequate roof of a brightly lit vending machine. I just stood there, pretending to decide between a can of matcha or hot cocoa, anything to not look as hopeless as I felt. And that's when I heard it, a soft voice, right behind me. Excuse me, are you lost? I spun around, startled. A young woman was standing there, rain beating like tiny jewels on her mustard yellow coat. She had short black hair and round glasses. In her hand, she held one of those cheap, clear convenience store umbrellas, the kind that somehow becomes magical in the right moment. I just nodded, feeling shy and embarrassed. My phone? It died. And I can't find my hotel. Her eyes softened instantly. She didn't laugh at me. She didn't look annoyed. She simply smiled a warm, genuine smile and said, "Let me try help." She spoke careful, measured English, choosing each word like she was folding a delicate piece of origami. I tried my best to describe the hotel, a small lobby, a lantern outside, maybe a red curtain, or was it blue? My memory was a complete jumble. She listened to my rambling with incredible patience, typing little notes into her phone. "It's okay," she said, her voice so reassuring. "We walk until we find it." And just like that, without a moment of hesitation, she stepped back out into the rain, holding her small umbrella so that it covered both of us. For the next hour, she guided me through the winding streets of Tokyo as if she were guiding a child through a familiar storybook. We squeezed through narrow, lantern-lit alleys where the incredible smell of grilled yakitori filled the air. We paused at vending machines that hummed like friendly spirits in the night. We passed the ancient shrines tucked quietly between massive modern buildings. Every few minutes, she'd stop, check her phone, ask a shopkeeper for directions in rapid, polite Japanese, bow deeply, and then turn back to me with this look of renewed hope in her eyes. I learned her name was Aiko. She told me she worked at a nearby bookstore. She liked coffee jelly. She was just walking home when she noticed my lost, confused expression. "It looked like you needed a small hero," she said with a soft, gentle laugh. And as ridiculous as it might sound, in that moment under the Tokyo rain, she really was one. Every single time I apologized for being a burden, for taking up her time, she just shook her head. "In Japan," she explained, "helping someone is a chance to be kind. It makes the world softer." We walked past a row of sakura trees, their branches bare and dark against the winter sky, but still so beautiful. She told me how, in the spring, they bloom all at once, and then they fall all at once. "Beautiful things don't last," she said, looking at the trees, "but they stay inside us." I've thought about those words so many times since. Finally, she slowed her pace, pointing down a quiet side street. A single lantern glowed softly beside a wooden door. A curtain swayed gently in the breeze. "This," she said, her voice full of certainty, "matches your story." My heart leaped. And she was right, this was my hotel. A wave of relief so powerful washed over me that I nearly started to cry right there on the sidewalk. I bowed deeply, probably very clumsily. "Thank you, truly. You completely saved my night." Aiko just shook her head again. That kind smile on her face. "No," she said, "you made my night interesting." Then, she did something I'll never forget. She took her umbrella, placed it firmly in my hands, and said softly, "Keep it, so you remember you weren't alone in Tokyo." Before I could even think to ask for her number, her Instagram, anything at all to stay in touch, a city bus pulled up to the curb, passing between us. When it rolled away, she was gone. Just like that. No name card. No proper goodbye. No trace she was ever there. Only the umbrella remained light, fragile, and somehow heavier with meaning than anything I'd ever carried before. That night, lying in my tiny hotel room, I just stared at it in the dim light. And I realized something profound. Sometimes the people who change your life the most are the ones who appear for only a moment, and then vanish like a drop of rain into a city's heartbeat. I went to Tokyo to see a place, to check a box on my bucket list, but I left having experienced something far greater, the incredible power of unexpected kindness. A moment of true human connection, and the unforgettable lesson from a stranger who taught me that the world, even at its largest and most intimidating, is made small and warm by simple compassion. Thanks for listening to my story. If it touched you, consider subscribing for more tales from my travels. See you next time.